What I'm doing today is I'm working on a old, it must be in the 40s or 50s. It's an old Jeep seat, and it's really, it was pretty rough when he brought it out here. So maybe a couple of y'all come back on here. Sorry I had to end that first live, but you know, that's the seats right there. That you can tell that they're olive green. That's because I've already sandblasted them, and went and picked up a few things that it needed. And you can tell right here, I'm gonna start out by showing you some of the stuff that I went ahead on and done. These right here, what you do is you take your little ice pick and stick a hole in the paper and just stick your screws down in there and paint them. So I didn't want them, he wants this thing to kind of look a little bit like it was. And this right here, that's called a dress screw. That's a trim ring, see it? And I just laid them down, shot them with some olive green. Wasn't no biggie. But anyway, so now I got to cut this board right here. It does have wood in the bottom of it. It did come with some other stuff, but you know, as I said when I first started this other video, what you do is you kind of schedule some of this stuff. You schedule it to where whenever you're doing it, if you're putting something on it, it needs to dry. You need to schedule that. Go ahead and do that. That way that can dry, and then you're working on something else, because there's always something that you can normally be doing. So, like, I went ahead on and painted those screws because I know that, you know, they need to kind of cure a little bit. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut these right here, cut that board right there in two. Go ahead and I'm gonna put some like Thompson's water seal on it, because the thing does, it's not gonna be out in the rain, but it's gonna be exposed, you know, and it could actually get a little wet. So what I'm gonna do is measure in between this frame right here, over here. I'm just gonna measure it. This board right here is 37, half of 37, 15, 16, 17, 18 and a half. So we'll mark that 18 and a half. This frame right here is hold on. That's 18. So 37, 15, 16, 17, 18 and a half. That's right. All right. So we'll come down here. Go ahead and start on some of this stuff right here. Okay. That's gonna be close, but it could actually use being so we got the board marked. What I'm gonna do is measure this part right here out. And when you do that, when you're measuring some stuff out like this, you need to leave a little bit of gap right in here. A little bit, not a lot, maybe an 8. Because I got to put some holes in there, and they're gonna be real close. So I'm gonna say that's really a shallow bottom, you know, for me to come out this far. I'm gonna say right about, I'm gonna say 16. Yeah, that's where the bend right there kind of starts on it, is 16. Need to come over here and do this side right here. See right there? That other seat. The other one, this one right here has really been messed with a lot. Well, we'll set 18 on it. I'm gonna say that right there needs to be cut down. If it's going in between that right here, it needs to be 18 instead of 18 and a half. I'm gonna say 18. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come over here, mark it 18. 18. And make this board right here. I need a cameraman. Make this board right here a little bit narrower. Remember to mark them lines out that you don't need. You don't want to be cutting one of those. And I'm gonna say 16. So we need to make it 16. That ain't a real that's not a real long bottom. That's not a real long bottom to sit on, but I'm gonna make it 16. Hey y'all, these Jeep seats did not have a whole lot of room in them, no way. Right. 16, 18. Maybe I need to get me a hat where you can actually put that camera on there. That way you can kind of see exactly where I'm coming from. If you don't have nobody to hold it for you, you can always take and put your weight on it. Back you up. Cut that heater right there off. We don't want to overload my drop cord. The heater just went on, so. on this saw right here. I don't think it's no good. It's a cheap saw, anyway. Tell you the truth, I don't even remember where I got it from. Remember, I squiggled the line out so I know which one it is. Alright. I know this don't seem like upholstery work, but hey, it's got a whole bunch to do with it whenever you're working on something. You got to do everything. Alright, I'm just going to take and go around these boards right here. We do want the edges kind of smooth. We don't want it to where it's we don't want the edges to where it's like cutting the material or the foam or whatever. You know, you can sand it with sandpaper, but the router is a whole lot easier, and it makes it nice and smooth. I probably will just rough over that right there with a little bit of sandpaper, just to make sure that there ain't nothing on it. Alright, so we got it smoothed out on both sides. Let me see what you see. I'm good. Okay, y'all might be talking one another. Alright. After you get it all routed, I'll take and blow all that sawdust and stuff away. Y'all know we can't have sawdust on the That's maybe 5/8 thick. It's not real thick. So I'm gonna stick it in here like this right here, and it fits just right. So What's the next thing that you got to do? You got to anchor it. So to anchor it, we're going to take this right here, turn it upside down like this. Need something up under it. Hold it up. Maybe a roll of tape will work just to hold it up. Okay. So there's our board. We're just going to line it up like that. Remember, we want that little bit of gap in there. All right. Just to let me know that that's the bottom outside edge. This seat right here, hey, if I told you how bad they were, you wouldn't, you would. I sandblasted, painted them, all that kind of stuff. Well, I can tell by the holes where it's gonna go. I'll come around here and get this one. This seat here, for some reason it looks like it. For some reason it looks like it's. I mean, it's a lot different. They've welded this piece right here on there. They welded a doggone angle iron piece. That's a piece of angle iron where it was broke. I'm gonna take that off. Let me get my board out of here, y'all. All right, so we're gonna take this piece, stick it here. I'm gonna have to put some right in here. I'm gonna have to, you see it how it lays. I'm gonna have to put some shims in there. So I'm gonna make them shims. We want all this to line up really good. Mark your holes out. It ain't gonna want to stay. Alright. Y'all know that's just a conduit anchor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line it back up. When I say conduit anchor, I know you know that, what I'm talking about. Right? You just take and stick it up here. Like that. It's pretty important to have all this right here lined up just right. Hold on. That one did move. Okay. All right. Maybe, just maybe, I'll have that just right. Darken that up just a little bit. We're going to come right over here to the other side. Throw that back over there. We're going to come right over here. Come on. this right here, that's called a T-nut. You see the little prongs on it? So you drill a hole in the wood. That gives you a way to anchor it whenever you get ready to mount this right here. Pretty important that you put your drill is in the right place, because and it's good to put a board up under it. That way it ain't busting the other side of the wood out. We'll come back here, you know that's pretty close. That might have accidentally had a little part iron in there. All right. So we'll turn it over. Knock these T-nuts in there. Just like this. I must have missed it. If I could hit it, it went in. All right. Here's the other. We put the T-nuts on this side. I feel like I'm just tapping away without a real hammer. You could take and put a drop of super glue around that or something if you wanted to, but usually do it like that. Okay, so that's my boards right there. So, what we're gonna do? I mean, you know they're outside most of the time. They're kind of, so we'll take some we'll just take some paper, lay it right here. This right here is kind of like Thompson's water seal, kinda. I think I got you crooked. Anyway, it's kind of like that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take these gloves right here, put some on there, and let it kind of be drying as I go outside and do some more stuff. Take y'all with me. Might have to shake it up. Good thing about an upholstery shop, so you got some foam that you can just You don't have to go buy a brush every time. Put a little bit more on there. This will repel the water, supposedly. It's supposed to make this wood right here last anyway, longer. I did a bulldozer seat from the 60s, and I don't know what they had on it, but it made that thing last. Instead of getting that all over my hands, I think I'll just put this other glove on. Okay. Okay, that soaked up pretty good. I want to give a shout out to a friend of mine that's going to probably see this. Wesley Johnson. He worked out here with me for a little while till his mama got sick, and then he had to look after her. Hey, Wesley. All right, that's how it's done. So while this right here is drying, hey, male lady, how you doing? All right, while this is drying, we're just gonna stick it right over here, kind of out of the way, and I'll just throw this other stuff right here. Pull it back. Throw that right there away. Don't need these gloves. Okay, so we're done with that. Now, this other thing here is the other thing we got to do is this frame. Y'all remember I showed it to you? The how it's got the angle iron piece on it down there. Damn, look at the sand coming out of that joke. And honestly, that looks like river sand. Okay. All right, so we're gonna take this right here. All right. I'll take and cut that right there off. I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time grinding on it, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and take the torch. Take y'all with me. I'm gonna take the torch. We're gonna cut this right here off. Smooth it out. I'm gonna show you how to fix that right there. Because you can see where it's broke right in here. And whoever done it probably didn't have the means or whatever that it took to actually fix it back like it's supposed to be. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it if they wasn't mud bogging. But this thing right here, you know, it come with a probably a little 4-cylinder in it, so. But you know, the military used it as like a tractor. I mean, they was real rough with them. They didn't use them as it wasn't like no, they didn't take care of them. Probably somebody 400 or 500 pounds jumped in this thing and broke crap out of it. All right, so we're gonna come right over here. I'm gonna raise this up. Raise it up. And you got all kind of attachments, y'all. Not great ones, but pretty good. All right, get you right here. Hey, and what we're gonna do is we cut the oxygen and acetylene on. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take and cut this right here off. There's no need to sit here and grind on it forever, so I'm just gonna take and just smooth that right here off real good with the torch. If you do a lot of customizing and stuff like that, you probably need to know how to do a lot of things. Might get a little bit of that stuff on my wires, some of them wires down there, but I might blow it back there toward the camera. Hey, whoever welded it, they wasn't a real good welder either. Tilt might be stopped up a little bit, but I think it'll cut this. Turn it over. Do that back side. see if I got a little old hammer right here. I might can try to knock some of that loose. I don't want to go too deep into that pipe. So what I was trying to do was stay away from the pipe. Is what I was trying to do. So I'm gonna take and grind that little bit right here off. Right in here. Go in here and get a grinder. And I'm going to put that in 2 pieces, Mike. I'll show you how to fix it. Might have to touch that up a little bit as I go. I used to wail. Many years ago. Till I come home with my eyes burnt every day. Welding around 10 people. I think it kind of helped me whenever I went into the upholstery business. With the angles and stuff like that we had to do all the time. Okay, you can see right here. Alright, so you see we got it apart. Man, damn. That's probably, that dirt could have come from, Vietnam or someplace. Who knows? But you can tell, look, you can tell it's slap full of dirt. In this type business right here, it might not be the owner. It might not be the owner. But once I fix it, somebody's gonna walk up and say, "Who did that? Who did that shit?" And you're gonna say, "Man, I took it over there to William Hall to get it fixed." That's the way it works, y'all. He couldn't do no better than that. If I'd left that piece of angle iron on there, then after it's fixed, then your name gets tagged on it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come right in here, and I'm gonna go get a bolt and stick in there, and I'm gonna cut the head of it off, and I'll weld that bolt in here, and then I'll take and stick that other in there. Let me go see if I can find a bolt that big. If I can't find one, I'm just gonna try to weld it up. But I'm thinking, I want to strengthen this. I want to strengthen that. See, so I want to stick that bolt in there. That's a pretty good size bolt. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take and cut the head of it off, and just stick it in there and weld it up. I think I'm gonna come in here and cut it off with a sawzall real quick. It won't take me but a minute. Alright everybody, I'm back. You take the bolt, you cut the head of it off like this right here. Then you take and stick it in this hole. I probably need to spot it, to hold it in place. I just pull the welder back just take and spot it in place. Alright, so now it's going to be a little bit stronger than what it was. So I just take and just spot it. It's so thin, you just got to spot it a little bit along. It works better with a ground on it. Having to bring the lead around here, y'all. Don't do what I do. I am closing my eyes. Sticking it on there close to my eyes. Whoa! Y'all all right? my cord knocked it down. Sorry about that, y'all. I ain't got it tangled now. The good thing is I got a big boat. This up in there. The whale too. We're gonna grind that off and see where the if I got some little holes or something like that in it, I'll grind that off and tell. It's got to be better because you know it just had that other bracket on there and it wasn't. It still, you can see the crack right through it. So I see a couple little places right here, right in here. I'm just gonna hit that real quick. All that rust that you seen come out of that pipe, we know that rust holds moisture. So if it gets wet, you know, if it gets wet, then it's gonna hold that moisture in there. It can't get out. It's in that pipe. Tells you it's been broke a long time. I don't see how else it could have got in there unless it was broke. There's a hole right there. I don't know if y'all can see it, but I definitely can. So I'm gonna try to just spot it lightly. clean it up, you can sure tell where the places are. It ain't a bad idea to try to cool it down just a little bit. We're just gonna take a little bit of prime cheapo. We'll cool it down with that. If there's enough in there. All right. You know, sometimes you gotta lean the can back like that. As hot as it is, it probably won't take too long for it to dry. Make sure I got my organ cut off. All right, we'll go back in there. We'll paint it olive green. I'm telling you, I know it's a lot better than the, I know it's better than the piece of angle iron. Maybe. See if I can't dry it off some. I see there's a few places that's got to be touched up on here where I scan it. But the cover's gonna cover all this up. But I do want paint on it. It's not gonna cover this bend up right here though. I think that dries pretty quick, but you can tell it does look a little bit better. It don't have the angle iron, and it is welded all the way around it. Come back here to set it down, let that dry. We'll take all I think all my screws and stuff like that's dry. Hold on, I'm gonna bring it back down. Here's all the screws that would blow every one of them away. Then I had to start over if I couldn't find it. Alright. The edge of the seat on the backrest has a bunch of holes. So I got all these. Take this out of the way. It's nothing to blow them right there. They're so lightweight. They come from that China store. Like they sell everything from China. The Harbor. And I'm telling you, they don't get returns. You throw that stuff in the trash and you're done. Alright, so there's all my Army Grab green screws. We're going to just take and stick them kind of out of the way, maybe in a cup. I got this material that I'm going to use on that. I got the material here. It's what he picked out. Hold the phone. I say I got it. What in the world did I do with it? Here it is. Always. It's always in front of you. That's where it's at when you're looking for something. This is called transport. It is what they use on a school bus seating. I had a friend of mine bought a whole bunch of stuff, and I bought a whole bunch of it from him. He owned Frytech. He has passed away, but his wife owns it now, and she's extremely good, and she worked in this business for a long time. But if you look, you see it's pretty green. Got a big grain to it too. Alright, so first thing I gotta do is just take this foam rubber. Take this foam rubber and cover these boards. Alright, so these have to be have some foam on them. Let's see if we can get that down. I do have a leaf that I brought in here for that. You see, brought the leaf in here. If you notice how wide it is on this side, a little bit darker on this side. Sunlight or fluorescent lights, which these are LED. But you see the difference right there. That ain't been in the light. This has. I'm not gonna say it hurts it too bad, but probably didn't help it none. I am looking for a knife. Maybe this one will do it. You see, I'm just letting it hang over just a little bit, like that. I want it to hang over just a little bit and a little bit in the front too. The way these Jeeps were, it just had a cushion. It was just a square cushion on it. I may do them a little bit different than what they were. Well, that thing don't work. See if this one works. I go through these like crazy. Well, that will work. All right. About a 1/2 inch over. When you do this, make sure that you keep that knife. Don't tilt it. Make sure that you got it straight up and down. If you don't, you might have to have 2 pieces of foam so you can recut it. I know both boards are the same, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna set it up here like this, cut it off. Well, that foam's a little stiff. Maybe I'll just stick this up here and go and get it gauged right. I do have a bandsaw that makes light work of this. It'll cut it pretty quick, like butter. Okay, so that's both pieces. This piece right here, I can put it back up. I'm not going to use that. I'm not going to use that thickness on the backrest. This is what you get into whenever you work in an upholstery shop. See that? In my shoe. Alright, so what I'll do is I'll take this. I'm just gonna leave it square. I could angle it a little bit, but I think they probably need all the pad they're gonna be able to get. Because these things ride like a wagon. Alright, so there's that. I'm probably gonna round it a little bit on the front because I'm gonna change the cover. Wrong side, y'all. Always remember, put it on the right side. A little bit of this right here got to be cut off. It's too long. It's usually best to stick the smaller piece, which is this, onto the bigger piece to line it up. I think I'm gonna turn it around. Okay. You can tell it's a little bit long, so I'm gonna cut that back part off. This is an electric carving knife, J.C. Penney. Stay away from that one. It don't cook good. So I'm gonna come right here. This is the front. Yeah, this is the front. I'm gonna come right here. I'm just gonna take a little bit of it off. Like this. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna round this right here. Not gonna round it in the back. Just in the front. If you got glue on that blade, it will slow you down in going through foam. If you do these small cuts, it just seems like it's cut too quick. With this raggedy knife. Alright, so I know this is the front. I'm gonna come right here and I'm gonna take the same amount right here off as what I took off the other side on the other one. make sure that you got plenty of practice when you start doing this right here, because you want it really straight like that right there. You got to have it really straight, because if you don't, and it's wavy, you're gonna have a mess. I'm gonna get my grinder and I'm gonna round that, and I'm gonna show you how it's gonna look once I round it. If you got something to put over your clothes, now would probably be a good time. I think I had something right here. I don't know where it's at now. But that foam that comes off of this right here, it will stick to your clothes. I'm looking for my apron. It'll stick to your clothes and you can't hardly get it off. Oh well. This shirt ain't great no way. It's got a bunch of holes in it. But it'll stick to a t-shirt with a quickness. All I'm gonna do is just round this right here. We're gonna feather that edge. I'm gonna change you. I'm gonna put you on this other camera, this other lens right here, and see if it's any. Hold on, y'all. We're gonna see if I can move this right here. My wife bought this shit. Okay. Maybe you can, this thing right here, don't, it's a real cheapo. I'm serious. It looks like it's gonna work though. So, I got a small one somewhere. I don't know where it's at. So here we go. We're gonna round this right here. I'm gonna show you how to do it. You don't try to push down on this. You do not push down on this. You lightly. You hold it up a little bit. You lightly do it. Alright, so that's the way you round it right there. Okay, see, smooth, rounded. That's what you're looking for. And the reason, I could have left it square, but the reason that I rounded it was because of somebody's legs. The backs of their legs hitting right in here. I didn't want that to happen. So that's the reason that I rounded it off like that. And that's the reason I'm gonna do this one the same way. You see it's just square, but you don't have to cut a whole lot right in here. Alright, and that's the way it's done. Just like that. Matches the other side. So now all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna roll that over the edge, come back here, come up, go down. There's my T-nuts right there. Boom, boom, just like that. Where I can mount this right here. I do have some spacers that I gotta put in. I might not have to weld them. I might can just stick them in there. Anyway, let me show y'all. Hey, I can't complain. She bought it for me. Hey, never, what's that saying? Never look a gift horse in the mouth. See how old it is. That's what that's for. Don't look in there to see their teeth. If somebody gave it to you, you should just be thankful for it. All right, so now I'm gonna take and roll that out. This is gonna be kind of, I think, a fairly quick cut. Whatever that is. All right, so here we go. What I'm gonna do, maybe you can see, is the lens clear, y'all? All this sawdust around here. All right, let's see. This is the reason that you don't cut your straps off. Right here. We're going to take this, lay this piece right here down. I'm going to give myself a little bit right in here at the bottom. Give myself a little bit, you see right here. Maybe you can see. I'm going to give myself a little bit. That right there is going to be where I can just fold it over and staple it. Normally, I take and hem that edge right there a little bit just so it'll be, but it's on this Jeep. I don't think he really cares if it's hemmed or not. At this point, he's just kind of wanting to ride. All right. These right here come from the other dollar store. The one that that's on ever, you just be riding out in the country and you'll ride up on one. I mean, it's just there. And that's the reason I'm gonna throw this away. It's got Sharpie wrote on it, but I'm telling you, it's the worst. See if I can find the actual pen. All right, here's a Sharpie. Let's see. All right, I showed you how to draw a straight line, I think, already. You drag your hand like this. Drag your hand with your fingers down. Put your fingers all the way at the end of the marker. And you just drag your hand. You can drag your hand pretty straight. There you go, like that. see my other video on how to straighten out these scissors. how to fix a pair of scissors. All right. Both of these bottoms, the covers, are just alike. So what I can do is I can come over here and I'll just I'll pull this roll back and just cut me a couple more of these sides right here. Hey, all these YouTube upholstery guys, I know y'all probably saying, hey, man, what's that guy doing throwing them scraps on the floor? But you know, I ain't that long been doing the YouTube videos, you know what I mean? And I mainly do this. I do this for a living. And when you're slow, you don't make no money. You know what I'm saying? When you're slow, that slows down too. You know, I wish I could make a living off of YouTube, but so far that ain't never showed its face. I've had thousands and thousands of people say, you know, man, you are good. So I wanted to share that, you know, just say I passed away or something like that right there. My grandchildren don't want to learn it. So maybe I can find somebody on YouTube that that's more interested in it, because they not. All right, here we go. That's my 4 pieces. Set them right over here. I normally square that off and just make that square, but I'm gonna just stick it up with just letters right here. I'm just in a hurry. I think I am gonna have to square it off, y'all. Let's see how far off I am. I ain't far off. I'm not very far off. All right, let's see, right here. Whenever I get this, what I do is just cut 2 of them just alike. Just set it up there just like that. Just like that. Give myself a little bit. I do have the Army grab material. But he didn't want it because it would come off on your it could come off on your clothes. Get that ink on there on army material. That's a canvas right there. That's what they make them seats out of. And you can take and rub that right there. And it'll back rub off on my finger. Real good stuff. I think it's got a little bit of oil in it. For some unknown, maybe waterproofing or something like that. But hey y'all, let's go sew this up. That's a little bit short on that side. I'm gonna see if it's enough. I made it a little bit long, but I'm gonna see if that's enough. Yeah, it is. Probably gonna make them both just alike. All right, let's go sew this up. This ought to be easy. Take this frame, set it over here, out of the way. Hey, at least we don't have to worry about the dirt falling out of it no more. I'm gonna bring this right here on down. Get y'all a little closer. All right, y'all, this is how easy this is. I'm gonna bring y'all back right here. This is pretty easy. So what I'm gonna have to do right now is I don't have very much green. Maybe I can do it in black. I got that green. We don't want to put that on it. Let me look. Let's get stitching. Hey, I am, and I'm gonna probably wind it on up pretty, with that cover pretty good. I got an arsenal of thread, y'all. This is maybe this will go with it. It's just gonna be a stitch. Gonna have to wind some up on these. Gonna have to wind a couple of bobbins, I'm sure. All right, so I got my bobbin case out. Lift my foot up, so I'm just gonna sit here and wind for just a second. Put your little oil on there. You can loop that around his hook. You can, if that's what you want. I don't think I got to. This is where I need that LASIK surgery at right here, where I can see how to thread that needle real good. I think it'd be better. What y'all think? Had one back in the day. I got a sewing machine over there that says they, when I bought it, they swore up and down that it had made the curtains in the White House. Probably need to throw it away. Alright, this is what we're gonna do. Y'all know I allowed a little bit hangover right here. So I'm gonna measure this right here and see where I'm at on this. Y'all see that? Yeah, y'all, that's probably why the doggone thing don't work. Oh, it does work. It don't work hard though. Alright. Okay, so if I just start it right here, it looks like it's gonna come out just right. Wasn't that by accident? Alright, so here we go. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sew this right here. I'm gonna fold it back down, and it's called a top stitch, and that's the reason why I wanted the green thread, is where I can put the top stitch on it. Here we go. Alright. We know both sides are just alike, so what we're going to do, we're going to turn it right around here. We're going to look at this side. You see it's hanging over that far. I'm going to hang this side right here over that far. Right there. Come right here. Back stitch it so it don't come undone. You don't have to cut that with about 3/8 of an inch. In these corners right here where it's gathered up, we're gonna come right in here. I'm just gonna cut that little corner out. That's gonna help me right there, go around this corner right here whenever I go putting that top stitch on there. Do I have to cut it out? No, I don't. I can let it gather. Even though it's a Jeep, I mean, you still want to do it right. Can you see? Hold on. You can gauge how far that stitch goes by looking at your foot. You'd be scared of your finger. Hey. But you know what? If you've done it for a really, really, really long time and then probably popped your finger a time or two, working that foot at the bottom and your fingers, just like blinking your eye. You don't even do, you do it without thinking, without even thinking anything about it. Come on, get over there. If you got this hook all the way to the top right here, watch this. See it? When it goes down to sew, watch. Y'all don't even have to hold a thread when you got that up. But if it's down, you better hold a thread, because if you don't, it's gonna pull it out of the needle. Trying to work that stuff on the back side to where I can get it kind of laying down a little bit. Always make sure that that's laying up under the side that you're sewing. For those that don't, I know that the people that know how to do this right here, I know that's something simple, but my nephew told me, he said, people don't know how to do this. You might ought to explain a little bit better. All right. Remember what I said about normally I go around the edge and just flip that over right there? Just to, that, all that does is just finish that edge. It don't do a whole lot as far as making it a whole lot better, but it is a finished edge. I mean, it's not going to be like a raggedy edge. And then whenever you go to staple it, you can staple it in that edge. It's a little bit thicker because it is two pieces folded over. This stuff right here, y'all, is like, it's hard, it's stiff, it's kind of stiff because it's that transport, you know, it's not kind of made for comfort, it's made for like lasting. You know, a school bus seat, they don't care what them young'uns, they don't care if they're sitting down comfortable or not. All they want is it to last just for a little bit. We'll back this up right here. I'm gonna show you how it fits. Because I got one right here. The round edges in the front, right here. This really goes on a lot better if you heat it up a little bit with your heat gun. So you see it fits pretty good. All these wrinkles right in there come out once I pull it down tight, because you see it ain't anchored right on the bottom. I still got a ways to pull it. I'm gonna zip this one right here up real quick, and we'll go over there and staple that other one up. I'm telling y'all to hold the thread, and I didn't even do it. But when it's up like this, you don't have to. You won't have to anyway, because it's not gonna pull it. But remember, I told you to pull it out the needle. This is still. For a Jeep, it's great. For a school bus seat, it's good. But if you're using it in a car, I don't know. It wouldn't be as soft, I can tell you. Alright, so about got this one right here done. We'll go over there and put it on as soon as I sew around it. You know, I see a lot of people online that shows other people how to do this type of work. They explain it real good. But as far as like, if you're gonna do this right here for a living, you need to know how to do this right here fast. You're gonna have to. You're gonna have to get faster, faster, and faster, and think ahead. Because if you don't, you're gonna be, you're gonna have these people's stuff tore apart. You're gonna get further and further and further behind, and you don't want the anxiety from somebody calling you every couple of days saying, hey man, you got my stuff fixed. Have you got my stuff? You know, so you're gonna have to do it. I ain't saying you got to do it exactly like I'm doing it, but you're gonna have to do it pretty fast. And right. It's gonna have to be done right. And right. So y'all don't hate me for the Nike shirt. I just got it on because it's a shirt. Alright. What we're going to do is we're going to take this right here, turn it over. I got the staple gun pretty handy. This right here, I'm going to show you the difference that this right here makes when you heat that up. This is a heat gun. I mean, it is like hot. So this ain't your hair dryer. So you got to be careful using it. You get it too hot or burn a hole in it. That's why I always shake it like this right here. That's pretty warm. Just turn it inside out. Line your corners up like this. Line your corners like that. Hold it in place. Hold it over the edge. Remember, I smoothed them edges out with that router. That way, it's not gonna hurt. It's not gonna wear on the material and hurt it. Talking smooth. See, that's pretty good. All right, got some stainless steel staples. We don't use nothing but stainless steel on stuff that goes outside or anything mainly. We just don't use nothing but stainless steel. Always start in the middle. Turn it around, start in the middle, because you don't want it pulling from one side to the other. Work your corners in. Might need a little bit longer staple on that. Let me go get that. This is a 3/8 staple. It's an all-around good staple. Not too long, but long enough. Don't ever point that gun towards your face when you're loading it. If you know where the hole is right there, you see the T-nut hole. It's a good thing to go ahead and mark it. If you can't find it, most of the time I rub my finger across it. But I'm just saying, if you can't find it. I know everybody keeps a knife in their pocket. Just take your knife, cut your little hole in here. You can use a knife or scissors, I guess. Razor blade, you can use all that. All right. I'm thinking this one right here goes to the seat that I worked on earlier, welding it. So what we'll do is we'll get it and bring it up here. Remember I talked about it's going to probably have to have some spacers because that right there is up. I do have the spacers over here. Maybe that, a nut and a washer could possibly make it work. How about that? Green bolts. What'd you say? I'm thinking that these bolts right here might be too long for that. I think I got some shorter ones. Give me just a minute. I'm still looking. I am still looking for them short bolts. Hey y'all, it don't have to be a bolt, it can be a screw. And that's what I'm putting in it. I couldn't find a bolt that was the right length, but a screw. If there's a piece of wood in that hole, it can mess you up. Looks like the T-nut might be lean. Nope, that's been cut off. And that's what it'll look like once it's done. And that's just the bottom. Check out that gap. Wait, y'all can't see it. See that gap? Once I put some foam on the back side back here, once I put some pad back here, it's gonna go down past that right there. I'm gonna cover the back. I'm gonna put them green screws on there. I'm gonna take and it's gonna be outside, y'all. Probably up under a shelter. Who knows? But if it gets caught in the rain, I mean, y'all know it don't take much to make something rust. All right, so there's that one. I usually cut square holes. I live in the country. Okay, so there that one is. See how smooth it is now? Alright, so what I'm gonna do is get this bottom right here. See if it's all lined up like I had it. This one, that's tight. This one right here, I don't think is gonna take no need some short screws, y'all. Bolts. Let me straighten that one right there out. See how somebody cut it off? It's probably me. And then I just sewed it in there. Alright, I found some bolts over there. This is what I'm wishing I had, was some nut, some bolts. And I probably got a bag of them laying around here somewhere. These bars is bent. They look like they've been anyway. Probably from being bounced. Who knows? Once you get them in like this, got to tighten that. Once you get them in, go back and spray them nuts. Alright, so there you go. Number 2. All we got to do is them backs. All we got to do is the backrest, and hey, this job right here be done. That's I really cut him some slack on this job, I think, because they were, to start out with, they was going to be a little simple. I did them a little bit. I did them, changed it, did a little bit extra to it because of, you know, just to make a video. You know, trying to show you how to do this or do that. You know, so that's the reason. That's the reason for the. But all this right here is all bent up. I figured it'd look better if it's covered on the backrest. It's bent all the crap too. See? So what I'm gonna do is, these right here don't have a whole lot of foam on them. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take and get a piece of this foam right here. It's about 3 inches thick. Kind of hard to maneuver around this foam. I'm just telling you. I'm gonna lay it up here across the table. I'm gonna show you how to mark this out. Simple. This foam is heavy. I'm telling you, it's pretty heavy. I'm just gonna lay it up here like this. I'm just gonna cut off some pieces I can handle easier. Doing some rocking. I'm just going to cut this section right here off. And cut me another piece just like it. have a piece right here. Mike can get it out of that. Alright, so I got me 2 little pieces like this right here. I'm gonna take this piece right here back, just get it out of the way. It took 4 of us 4 days to move all that foam I got. I couldn't even hardly move after that. Alright. Lay this up here. It don't need to go down no further than the metal. All right, let's go cut this out. That other saw, that other knife is about to wear me out. Alright, so that's another way you can cut it. It speeds up the process. Buy you a bandsaw. Put your thin blade on it. Or a wide blade, it don't matter. Thin blades go around the curves pretty easy. So that's it right there. That's the foam. See, it fits pretty good. Alright. So now I got my pattern to the piece below it, which is all right, let's go cut it. Seems like a lot of back and forth, don't it? Hey, really and truly, it is. It's a lot of back and forth. That cuts a lot better if you don't use wood. If you don't dull the blade with wood like I do. Alright, this is another thing that's good for me. Y'all know what that is? I had to come up here this morning, cut one. Izzy didn't want to listen. I didn't hit her with it though. All I had to do was just show it to her and she ran. She knew that she wasn't listening. Alright, so we got both of these right here cut. I'm gonna check it. Okay, that's just right. That is just right. I'm gonna move this seat right here out of the way. Time to cut this right here out. Hey, I'm telling you, the man, I do this for y'all. I do it for me too, though. A lot. I use it a lot. You know, a lot of times whenever I cut angles and stuff like that, I use it. And I've went through 100 of them. Alright. Some more tape. What I got to do is cut the boxing. If you don't know what the boxing is, the boxing goes around this side, not this. So we'll come right here. Alright, that right is pretty straight. When I say pretty straight, I mean it's straight. I use that pretty straight. It'll be straight. I just say that. Whoop, y'all was standing on my ruler. Sorry about that. Alright, so to get that right, to make sure, to make sure that you get this right here right, I'm gonna show you what you do. When you're doing, just say you're doing something like this, you don't just measure this. You know, if I was gonna cover this side and this side, that would be one thing. But I'm gonna make a cover that's gonna go over the whole thing. Like that. That's gonna go on the frame too. It's just gonna be like a cover that covers the frame and all of it. So that's I'm gonna say I'm gonna make that about what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this about 6 inches. And the reason is I'm gonna get me a pattern out of it. If you can look at this right here and tell, this backrest right here is curved. That's curved. That's got a curve to it. If I just make a straight boxing for it, it's gonna probably have some wrinkles right in here to get that curve. So I'm gonna make it 6 inches, and I might have to. It'd probably be better if I went down the road, but I'm not gonna waste that much material doing these. Let me look at that. Okay, it'll go across the row. I mean, I'm fine. It's not gonna, it'll be all right. All right, so we're gonna come right here, cut this stuff right here out. I'm gonna go ahead and make it. I'm just gonna do one at 6. Then I'll come back and get the other one. These bad boys is sharp, y'all. I sharpened them yesterday. They are sharp. Alright. Alright, so this is the way. This is the way we're gonna get the pattern out of it. Set this up here like this. If I can do it by myself. There. Come on. All right, you go over that enough to hem it on the bottom. All you want to do is just throw it over so it ain't got a rough edge. All right, so there's that. I'll come right here, come right in here. Come on. Come right in here. Just like that. Right down here, mark it. Come on the back side. Sometimes you got to straighten this up with your scissors, and I'll show you how to do that. All right, we know both sides are just alike. So there's my mark. That was the mess up right here, if you can see that. See that right here? That's where it's like slipped. So right in here is my mark. I'm gonna come right in here, cut this mark right here out. Here's my piece where I marked it down there, where I could tell where I was. So I'm gonna take that. Cut that off. This is my pattern. That's what I'm trying to get, is my pattern. You see that's halfway right there. So you see this right here? Right here was like right there. I think I made that a little bit long right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of half it. Don't never cut that off until you check it. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna check. Right there. Right there. that right there is already at the end, see, so there ain't much flip over space, but there's a lot over here, see. So we ain't gonna cut none off of it. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna adjust it a little bit. So we're gonna come right in here, down to the end. I'm gonna come right in here and put that curve all the way out. All right, here's my backrest part. I'm gonna go and take that off. This part right here, with this line right here and that line right there, I can tell that this one right here is going in, and I know that right here ain't right. I'm gonna say this one right here is my best side, and I'm gonna just cut it straight because the backrest on it is pretty straight. You know, around the edge, you got to remember that that back is straight. It don't have no curves or nothing like that in it. It is straight, and that's what I did with this right here. I made this right here. I made it straight. Now at the top, it does curve. It does like this at the top. So right here, we're gonna come right in here and we're gonna curve it just a little bit, like that right there. And then we're gonna go back straight. Now, I'll take this piece right here. I'm gonna stick it up here like this. Pull it up. Just like that. We got enough room back here for the bar to go in there. That makes any sense. All right, so I got this pattern. If I'd have had somebody to hold it for me, y'all, I could have probably made it a lot better. But he ain't back yet. When he comes back, he can hold it for me. So we'll take this. You don't put no weight on that marker. You don't push. You see me right on the edge, right in there, because I wasn't pushing on the marker. If I push on the marker, it's gonna move the material. It's gonna make me make a mistake. Find your center mark. You're gonna need it. That's the reason you cut down the marks in the center. Come right here. All right, so that's both patterns. We'll come over here, right there, throw them down. We got the foam. So once we get the foam, I'm going to take and cut out two pieces I'm going to take and the bottom of that seat where it will go to the bottom side. It's got to have a little curve in it, like that, for the foam. And this one right here actually has a good contour to it, kind of like that foam right there, like that. So I can about make it out of this piece. See how it's curved? So I come right here. I'm gonna come right here. I'm gonna come right here. I'm gonna cut me 2 of these out, and I'm gonna make them just alike. All I'll do is fold it over. All right, so there's my pattern. This right here is going to be sewed at the bottom of the foam right here. I'm going to come right here at the bottom of the foam. This is going to fit on here just like this with the curve of the seat. I'm going to hem this part right back here, and I'm going to take and hog ring that right there to the other piece that I'm fixing to make. Alright, so here we go. Hey y'all, sometimes I forget. Okay. Right here. With this pattern right here, this is what I'm going to use to make all my other patterns with. So halfway, fold it over, make sure that everything's exactly right. And that corner right here ain't exactly what the other one is, but now it is. You can look at it and tell I was pretty close just by eye. See? Okay. So this right here is the front. It's going to be the back. It's going to be the front. It's going to be the back. It's going to work on all of it. So this pattern right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 4 of these. I'm gonna make two. They're just alike, and that's what I'm fixing to do right here. This one. If you draw it on the face, make sure that you don't put too much pressure on it. You'll go past where you're gonna sew. There's one line I forgot to cut off. I'll line it back up. All right, so what you do is you take these two pieces right here and you put them face down, unless you turn it around like I'm fitting to do. I can see the lines better on this side. All right, I can see the lines better. Templates are the answer. Ain't that the truth? You need to know how to make one. Because if you don't, then you kind of like, it can lead you down a bad road. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this just a little bit longer at the bottom, because I'm gonna flip it over and put my hog ring in it. That's on the bottom side of these seats right here. I'm gonna make it just a little bit longer. And I'm gonna cut that right here off just to straighten that up. I'm gonna straighten that one right here up too. I don't know how that got so off. I mean, it ain't much. 1/8 of an inch, but an 1/8 of an inch is an 1/8 of an inch. Alright, so this right here is the front. I'm gonna go ahead and put front on there. That way I can kind of keep up with it. Hey y'all, it ain't gonna be long. We're gonna be done. I'll be putting the screws in this thing in just a few minutes. Alright, let's come on over here. Get this right here done. All right. I'll move the camera in a little bit closer. And I'm gonna glue that foam on the backrest of that. I'm gonna glue it on that. To start with, I wasn't gonna do something like that, but I'm gonna change my mind while I'm doing it. Hey, that's the good thing. You can change your mind like that if you want to. Alright, so we got this. What you do is you fold it. You get halfway on it. And I'm gonna say this right here again. I say it on some of my videos. You don't have to do it the way I'm doing it. You don't have to. There's other people that do this, and they mark it. They sit around and they mark it all the way around it, about that far apart, all the way around it, all the way around it. They're taking line this right here up, and they mark it. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. If you think that you got the market to learn, there ain't nothing wrong with that right there. So, but if you're doing this for a living and you're in a hurry, and you do this right here all day long, you probably ain't gonna mark all them marks on there. You might mark a few if it's a big piece, but if it's not a big piece, all right, that's a front right there where I wrote front. All right, so what I'm gonna do right here is where's my two pieces? How could I have left them? How in the world did I do that? I didn't cut but one of these out. So I'm gonna cut this one right here out. Unless I marked it and just didn't cut it out. So I'm just gonna take and cut this right here out real quick. I might have lost my place when I cut them halfway marks in it like this. Alright, so. Alright, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna come right here. I'm gonna bring y'all a little closer. See if I can bring it in. No, you're telling. Alright. Well, this is what we're gonna do. That's just a scrap piece. Alright. This right here is the front. And whenever you're doing the front, you know, it goes around the foam. It's going around the front. And I'm gonna show you whenever I put it on. That's the curve that I need right there. See it? I know it don't look like much, but if you don't want it to wrinkle, it's probably what you need to do. Alright. I'm gonna come right here. I'm just gonna fold it back, put me a top stitch on it. I do pull that apart like that. I'm gonna show you the difference right here. Do you see this right? Let me see. Do you see this right here? This part laying down and this part right here standing up. I mean, it's just flopped up like this. The reason that is that's that much right here. See, whenever I go back this way, it's longer on the bottom side. So it's gonna take that wrinkle out. All right, now what I'm gonna take this piece right here. It's marked. I got my little V right here. Some people start in the middle right here. They'll start and they'll sew around this way, and then they'll turn around and go the other way. I don't do that. I've always done it from one side. I just fold it like this right here, and I go around one side like this right here. And I see that's about a 1/2 inch right there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come right here and I'm gonna sew 1/2 inch. And then I'm gonna start on the line. Like this. I'm gonna start just like right there. Right there where that folds. See, because that's gonna fold just like that right there. I don't want it way down here. It's gonna look like crap. Alright, and then I put a top stitch on this. Always make sure that you know which way this goes. Male lady. I hear you. I could have checked my bobbin, but it don't matter on this stitch. It does matter on the top stitch, because you don't want to run out and have to redo it. I can add to the bobbin here. Alright, so now we're gonna come right here. I'm just gonna fold this back, put a top stitch on it, like this. Can y'all see what I'm doing? Do I need to get another thing? And hold on. I do have something. I do have a stand. Doggone, I forgot. Hey y'all, I forgot. Check this out. This thing right here. It's like a snake. Wow, we finna get, I believe we can get up close now. Check this out. Hey. Let's see if you can see. Yeah. Hey, I ain't gonna be able to read the comments, but y'all will be able to see. I might not be able to see. What time is it? Is it? Alright, I'll wind it on up here in a minute. I'm about done. I'm just gonna sew this one piece right here and the other piece on. I'll be done. Uh-oh. That's mine. How much is it? Okay. Alright, so then what you do is you take the back piece, which is I got one longer than the other. Alright, that's the front. I got front road on it, so that's the front. Both of these with that front on it's the back. So what you do is you come right in here. See if I can get it straight, y'all. You come right in here. You line up your little V right here. Right here. I'm not gonna put a top stitch on this one. All I'm gonna do is it's just gonna be like a blind stitch. It ain't gonna be seen. My telemarketers. Lord, what the heck would I do without them? Alright, so I go all the way around. You see I'm a little bit long right here. That right here is a little bit long, comes out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come right here, like that. Probably like that. And I'm gonna sew that across where I can put me a little piece of wire in here. It's usually best to take that right there off and sew it like this first. Go ahead and sew my other one while I'm doing it. That way it'll be both covers are just alike. I'm gonna come right here, line it up just like this right here. That's where it was gonna be because it was sticking over just a little bit. Come right here. It's gonna be like a stitch. I'm not gonna fold it back. Come right here. Do you see them two V's right here? This one and this one? You want them to line up. If you're a ½ inch over, you need to take it back a loose. If you're the other way, you need to take it back a loose. I mean, you got to have it just right. It's got to be just right, especially in automotive. You might can get away with some stuff in furniture, but you can't in cars. When there's a close tolerance of it being right. And they are a close tolerance. All right. This piece right here. Right here. It's called a tail right there. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take and fold it over. And I know how thick the foam is on it, so I want it kind of tight. So that's the reason I took up that much. Shit. I went to reach for that, and my camera stand hit my hand, kind of knocked me off a little bit. All right. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take you out of this thing right here, put you back over here. All right. This cover right here, one of them is finished. They're both, like I said, they're both just alike. We got to go look at some Christmas stuff today. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish this right here real quick. It don't really matter to me which one it is, but I think I'm gonna do it with this one. Remember that backrest kind of all bent up? So I'm gonna take this, give me a little glue. That'll hold the foam in place. I'm gonna get some plastic to go over it. Sometimes it's a little harder to get that cover on there, so I'm just going to use some, I got a little shrink wrap right there. Going to put some shrink wrap on it and put this right here, line it up just like this at the top. On the sides. Alright, so it's all the way down. It meets down here at the bottom. I'm going to show you. See? It didn't go past it. You see where it went to? Right there. That's exactly where I wanted it. Alright. Beans, sometimes it's hard to, I do have some, I do have some silicone. I just don't want to have to spray it on here. And it's not the silicone like you do with it's not silicone like you use on your car or something like that on your tires. It ain't that. It's made for upholstery. If you put plastic on it like this right here, make sure that it's like really thin plastic, because you don't want to be able to see it through the cover. Alright, y'all. Let's see if all this crap that I done here gonna work. Stick y'all right over here. Just need to heat it up. Like I said, this is kind of stiff. Hey, it smells pretty good, y'all, heating up. Kind of like a new car. Alright. I'll come right here, put this tail on it. That's supposed to slide, y'all. It's tight. All right, now to close up just like this. Take this right here, you put your piece of wire in here, put your piece of wire in here, you just hog ring it right across here. I do have the screws and stuff like that to go in there. Y'all seen them? I painted them army grab green, painted the heads on. You can take and feel it through the material like this. You can feel it. You can feel the where the screws go. Make sure that you got your bead rolled back the right way. I'm gonna show you how this, I'm gonna finish this seat on up, show you how it goes. Come right in here. I usually do it on the inside where you can't see it. Right in here, put your little nick in there. Slide your wire in the channel like that right there. Come right here, put you, I already got that one open. That needs closing. The loop in the wire is too big. Just gonna come right here and close it up. Close it up where to slide through. I made the hole kind of small to run this wire in. Alright, I'm cutting threads off. Just take you some hog rings. If you want to Velcro yours, you can Velcro it. I usually start right here in the middle. It's only going to take about 3 to hold it. And there you go. It's got the new wood in it. The wood's been treated with like Thompson's water seal. There's the backrest. Got the backrest covered to where it's not showing all the dents in it. And that's how you do it. Now I can go over this right here. It does have just a very few light places on it. I can go over it with the steamer, steam that right there right out. But if you look, the curve with the foam, that worked out real good. I am gonna go over this right here with a steamer, but you see the back looks good. The sides look good. And it's that's how you do it. So if you like the videos, please like and subscribe. I'm just trying to show people how to do this right here. So if you like it, if you think that it's something that you might want to learn, I appreciate you watching. And let's go see some lights. Thanks everybody for watching and support my channel. See you next time. Thanks.